Hey, Adrian. You know what I'm thinking? I'm doing videos so you guys have them. I feel like you're on the fence. I'm not sure about you. I don't know what to think. You know, I believe wholeheartedly the rapture's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. The signs of the times are everywhere. So, as I'm listening to world news and paying attention to what's going on in the government, I am not concerned about any of that as much as I am concerned about my children and where you are. I know you know God. I know that you love Him. But there's no fruit for what you claim to believe. And it scares me for you. I don't know. Like, it's a 50-50 chance if you're going to be raptured. I just don't know. But let's just say you do get raptured. Fantastic. I'm so happy. You know, we'll be in heaven together. If you don't, you know what to do. You get on your knees immediately and you beg God for forgiveness and to open up your eyes and your heart and to show you who He is. And the tribulation is going to be the toughest 7 years anybody's ever experienced. So let's say it's not a concern for you. That would make me extremely happy. But if that's true, you're running out of time to talk to your friends. So I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Audrey and Abigail. You guys have a gift. God gave you a gift to speak and to communicate. And it's probably the strongest with you. Man, everybody loves you. They are drawn to you. You are such a neat person. Like, you really are a neat person. And people love you. They will listen to you. They will hear you. They will hear your heart because you're genuine. You really are. And I see your struggles every day. I see them. And I know it's hard. But, you know, God can help you through that if you ask Him. He can help you with these struggles. Satan attacks us and tries to make our testimony die. You know, you can't be a testimony to your friends if you're still living the same life they're living. There's no difference. And they're like, what do I need that for? You're just like me and you're good. You know what I'm saying? So you're not a bad kid, and I love you so, so much. I was listening to videos today because I had to delete them to make room to make these videos. And I was listening to the Joseph videos, and I just started crying when you were singing that song. It just made me cry. And my heart was just so full. And the words that you were saying, I was like, is he saying that to God right now? Because you said it made you emotional. But I know in heaven, you're going to worship God. You're going to be on the worship team. And you're going to sing. And you're going to entertain. And you're going to be an actor. You know, heaven is going to be a civilization. It's not just going to be people floating around on clouds playing harps. That's not what it is. We're going to have a civilization. That's what God made us for. We're going to function as a society. And you will be an entertainer. It's a gift. You're going to be. People are going to follow you. They're going to love you. And you don't have to worry about it being boring. It's not going to be boring. We don't even know. Like, there's probably 100 senses in our body that have never been turned on. You know, like we have sight and smell and touch and sound, but there's so much more that we don't even get. I just stumbled across a video of a daisy that somebody hooked up to a computer, and it showed the sound of a daisy, and it brought me to the Bible verse where even the rocks will cry out. All of nature has sounds and touches. I kind of feel like it's going to be like Avatar, kind of cool like that. But it doesn't matter what it's going to be like. I just want you to be excited for it. I don't know where you're at. You know what's going on in the world more than Audrey and Abigail do, because I tell you things as you're passing by, because I'm not afraid to speak to you and you don't hang up on me. But I think the rapture's next week. I'm just going to say it. I think it's Thursday. I have a lot of reasons for believing that. I'm not holding to it. Of course, if it doesn't happen, I'm going to go on a road trip and I'm going to go see my family. And the world is going to keep revolving, but it doesn't mean the rapture's not coming, because all the signs are there. When you read Revelations and it talks about the end times, and you read Matthew and you read Daniel, every single prophecy for the end times is lined up and ready to go right now. And BRICS is meeting in August. They're supposed to add 5 more countries, which will be 10. And the Bible talks about in the end times there's going to be 10 kingdoms. And ever so magically, all the beasts are represented in the country's flags and their animals. So there's no coincidences with God. But July 26th is a holy day in Israel. It's the 9th of Av. And it's also a day that many things have happened in the Bible. Huge, huge things. And that's why we think it's going to be that day. It could be 3 or 4 days either side of that, but it's soon. And ever so conveniently, our country and the world is ramping up the UFO garbage. Satan knows. He knows that it's coming, because he knows it's the 2,000-year anniversary of Jesus' death, which was in 30 AD. And so if that's a 2,000-year period, that means 2023 needs to be the rapture year, because the tribulation is 7 years, and at the end of that you get a perfect 2,000 years, and then the 1,000-year millennial kingdom. So the timeline checks out for some time in 2023. There's just a lot. And so besides BRICS meeting in August, now the UN with the WEF is meeting in September to sign the 7-year treaty, ever so conveniently. And it's a reconfirmation of the 7-year treaty that was started in 2015. And that's not a coincidence. The Bible also says there's going to be a treaty that is recommitted for 7 years. And that's what kicks off the tribulation. So that treaty is what starts the tribulation, not the rapture. So the rapture could happen any day now, but I believe it's going to happen before the September meeting. And all the theologians that have been studying eschatology have shown that everything's lined up perfectly. There's not one thing that is unchecked. It doesn't mean it's it. It just means it fits the bill in every aspect. So if it doesn't happen now, whenever it does happen, there needs to be the exact same mirrored situation that we have today. So the 4 horses of the apocalypse are famine, war, starvation, death, global control. The first horse is the white horse, which is a rider with a bow and no arrows, which means it's laws, it's government. And so we believe that's the one world government being formed, which would make sense after a rapture because the world's going to be in chaos. Then the green horse comes, which is starvation. Well, guess what? The year before last, our crops produced half of what they normally do. This year, they're not even at a fourth of what the half was, because of all the droughts and the fires and the tornadoes and the floods. It has destroyed the crops. So there is going to be a famine. It's going to be big. And there's nobody like Joseph storing away 7 years of food. Okay, except for your crazy mom, which I don't have 7 years in the basement, but I have enough to keep people alive. So I just want you to see what's happening and be aware. We're on the brink of war. We already know that. And the tribulation alone is going to take out millions. And then the earthquakes that happen with the tribulation. And then the governments are going to blame it on UFOs and blah, blah, blah. We're there. It's go time, buddy. It's go time. I love you like so much I can't even express to you how much I love you. You're not the favorite. But please just, God, talk to God and talk to your friends. I love your friends. They're some neat people. I don't want anybody here. I want this house empty and vacant and nobody but some random stranger to stroll into it and hit the jackpot. I don't want a single person we know to need the things in this home. Please, Adrian. We are out of time, man. We are so out of time. I love you.